Hey everybody, it's your girl Miss Drea Be Natural coming back to you with a official video of a knit project that I started. This is a plus size knit cardigan. What I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to try to keep it short. Actually, I'm going to do two parts and break it up. In this video, I'm going to show you how to assemble the pieces of the knit cardigan. And then we're going to, in the part two, I'm going to do a border around it once I'm done. This is the bottom here with the ribbing. And then I'm going to put some sleeves on there. Now, just a little bit about this project. I did this before I actually started filming my videos. So, just a little background on this. I used Premier Puzzle Yarn. And it is, if you can see it, 328 yards, 7 ounces. And I knitted this piece. So the recommended knit size for this is, 6 millimeters. However, I like to finish my projects relatively quickly. So I use a size 8 circular needle. If you guys can see that. I don't know if it's going to come through, but this is a size 8 circular needle. And I wrote down some measurements. So this is 60 inches wide. So the back piece, which is here, is 30 inches wide, and I cast on 60 loops to start this project, to start the back, and then I worked up to 30 rows before until my waist, where I decreased it by 2. I'm going to do another video where I actually go over the stitch. The stitch that I use the ribbing. I use the knit and purl ribbing. So I knit 2, purl 2, knit 2, 8 rows to get the ribbing down here. And this is optional. I just like the little singe look. And the rest of this is like a faux brio stitch for the rest of the pattern. I forgot the technical name, but when I actually do a video on how I made this, I'm going to make something else and use the same stitch because I like it. It worked up really fast, even though I still took my time doing it. This is the faux brioche stitch, knit stitch. So I'll do that again in another video. So if you see, I have 2 stitch markers on the back panel and on one of the front side panels. This is not the armhole. This is actually where I decreased to create my waist by, I decreased 1 stitch. And I did it, I wanted to mark it so that so that everything lines up. And I did the same thing on this side as well, if you can see it too. So when I go and do the armhole, I'm actually going to take my measuring tape and start here at the top and measure about 7 or 10 inches. I usually like a wide armhole. Just my preference. I just kind of like things to be loose and fitting. So in this tutorial, what I'm going to need to sew up the sides, or at least actually I'm going to measure out my armhole in this video because I will need to know that in order to whip stitch the pieces close. So what I'm going to need is, I have 2 stitch markers for my armhole for each side. I'm going to need a needle. I like the bigger needles. It just is my preference. Scissors. I got these nifty little scissors from Amazon. They're so cool and I love them so much. And I'm going to need my measuring tape, which I have here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start by measuring my armhole now. I'm going to do each side. So sorry you guys, I'm still working on my space, how I'm going to do my videos. So the scenery may change in the future, but for now this is how I'm doing this video. So work with me, guys. I didn't realize how technical things get. I am filming on my iPhone, so let me move it more in the camera. Oh, I'm out of the camera. So I'm just measuring 10 inches here. And actually, need to line this up. And I'm going to take my stitch marker and just mark the armhole. Now, as you can see, it's about a couple inches away from my actual, where I mark my waist, where I took it in to give me a little definition at the waist. That probably seems like really like close, but I did like a little rough test, and it actually works out for me the way that I want it to fit. So I'll do a whole video trying it on, or and everything, so you guys can see what I mean. So I'm just going to measure the other side, making sure that these other stitch markers match and that the shoulders are lined up. And I'm going to measure to my 10 inches. Now, I'm sure I don't need a 10-inch armhole, but like I said, this is just personal preference. So when you guys make this on your own, you can totally make your armhole, mark it wherever you want, as well as you can make this sweater as long as you want. The total length of this whole sweater for me is 30 inches long. And so I may be reiterating what I said, but I did 8 rows of the ribbing, and then I did 30 rows. I went up, let me go to my notes. Oh, excuse me. I crocheted the faux brio stitch 36 rows before I took it in at the waist, identified here with the stitch marker. And then I crocheted up an additional 30 rows plus another row, which is my cast off row, for a total of 31 rows until I got to the top. So 36, so you have 8, 36, and then 31, including the cast off row. Okay, so now that I have done that, let's see how we're gonna do this. I will start with this side. So now I'm gonna need my scissors. I'm gonna be using the leftover yarn from me finishing my last side panel to start the whip stitch, to start sewing up the row. Now I may need more. I have one more ball, so hopefully I'll be able to get my edging and my sleeves out of the last ball, but I should be okay. Oops, I should have did this off camera because now my yarn is tangled, so you guys work with me. But anywho, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and cut a nice little snippet of that and quickly try to work my knot out here, guys. I hate when I do that. If you're like me, because I was supposed to film this video earlier when I had everything organized, and I did not do that, and I've been shifting things around and entangled my my yarn. So 1 second, you guys, 1 second. Okay, here we go. Looks like there's some progress. And if I just have to cut it for the video's sake, because I don't want to make this too long, hold you guys up for my foolishness, then I will do that. Okay, here we go. Looks like I have a little. Okay, all right. This wasn't as bad as it normally is when I tangle up knots. Oh my gosh, I hate that so much. Okay, I haven't learned my lesson yet. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to yarn my needle. Okay, now the good thing, this is, if I didn't say, this is a knit stitch. This is a knit garment. What I like about the knit, for this particular stitch anyway, the garment is totally reversible. So it really doesn't matter, you know, which side is the right side or the wrong side, because it's totally reversible. So I do love that about this particular stitch. So what I'm going to do is thread in my needle, and I'm just going to start going and 2. That should be enough. I'm going to pull more if I need it. And I'm just basically just going in and out of these stitches wherever I'm spacing it enough. I don't want it to be too spaced out to where I leave any holes or anything. I'm just going in and out, in and out. And sometimes what I like to do is kind of just flip it when I get a little further in, and just kind of see how it is looking on that side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video and come back when I'm done with this side.